Hi everyone, it's April with Hair 101 and I'm here with my mom. This is my mom. I know she's gorgeous. I look like her. She has been growing her hair out for a long time. Obviously because I didn't have a salon. She was trying to be nice because it was stressful to do hair. But now she's been saying this for a while actually. She wants to have the same haircut she got when I did state boards. So like a 90-degree layer. This is the thing, her hair is naturally really curly, and you can see like it's not, with how long it is, it doesn't hold the curl as well, and she has to use a lot more product and scrunch it more. And so with the layers, it helps it just be really curly. So it's an easy wash and wear, and just like wash, throw some product in there, have some soft curls. So that's why you like it, right Mom?
That's exactly why I like it.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wash her and then I'm gonna show you how to do the 90-degree haircut. And I know a lot of state boards require you to do the bottom half with the razor, but I'm not going to do that. Obviously, you'll know what you're supposed to do when you go to take the test because your teacher should prepare you for that. But I'm just going to use shears the whole thing because I'm not getting tested, but that's basically the same thing. You just have to show them that you know how to use a razor. So the technique will still be similar. It's just, and all the rules are still the same, like where you hold the comb and everything. So we're good. All right, so I just washed and conditioned her, and I'm just gonna go through with some of the Matrix Oil Wonder Sharp Oil Cutting Spray. And then comb it out. So I'm just gonna do a regular T-parting. It goes right down the center of her head, all the way from the front of her head to the back, and then right behind her ears. And that's where the 4 sections will be. So I'm going to take just a small portion of hair down at the bottom, just to get a guide. So now this is the only time you're going to be cutting the hair at 0 elevation, but it's just to establish that length. And what you're gonna do is, I have here a 7-inch comb, and you determine from the length of the comb how many inches you want. So if she wanted it 6 inches, I would cut it right there. If she wanted it 7, I would cut it at the end of the comb. So do you want it longer or shorter? Maybe we'll do 6 inches. So right there, I'm going to make my first cut. And if you are curious, you just put the comb back there. Yep, that's 6 inches. Make it straight again. So there you go. You make your first little cut. Follow that line all the way from the center to the left. And like I said, you might be required to cut this portion with a razor. If you are, obviously you would do it that way. It's pretty simple. You would just find your guide and push down with the razor. But you know, we're not, so. Especially because she has such curly hair, I don't really want to use a razor on her at all, so. So we're gonna check it. And you'll also notice that I'm using a light colored cape because she has dark hair. That's for a couple reasons. It's so that I can see the hair easier, but also so you guys can see the haircut a little bit better, so. But it does help. Okay, so now that we have a base guide, we can drop down this right section. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take just a small portion of it and we're gonna elevate it out. And this is where you're going to start everything at a 90-degree angle. So now you can find your guide. It's very small because, see right down there? That's it. It's right at 6 inches. That little teeny piece of hair at the very bottom, that's your guide. So you want to make sure that you're getting everything at 6 inches because it has to be uniform for this haircut to be considered done correctly. And if you're ever curious if you got the right length, you just put the comb there and you want to go exactly 90 degrees from where the head grows, from where the hair grows, and then you make your cut. So right there. And you have to readjust your comb and parting every little cut that you do. And make sure it's coming straight out. Follow your guide. And once you get up here past the occipital bone, you want to make sure that I was down like this because the hair was like this. Like the comb, when you set it on the head, it angles where you should be. So now it's more like perpendicular to the floor now that I'm up here. So that's a little easier. And then it starts to roll back up again. See that? So you have to keep adjusting your angle to make sure all the layers are blended. If you don't, you're going to have a heavy weight line. Also, you want to make sure that you're not over directing the hair because that's going to create length. And you don't really want to create length. You want everything to be even. So now that we have that little guide right there, you take half of that section and another section, and you're going to do the same thing. And you're going to move all the way around the head like this until you get over to that ear. And it gets a little easier as you go because you can see your guide. And so you don't have to guess as much and use the comb as much once you get going. Once again, take half of that section that you just cut. And I still love these shears. I'm just loving them, the shark fins. And the more I use them, the more I'm more comfortable with the swivel and everything. It was a little bit hard to adjust to at first, but I love it now. Oh, her curl is already coming out so much better. Got a little bit too big of a section. Your hair under. There we go. All right, and if you're wondering if you are cutting correctly, you just cross-check. And when you pull it out, it should be a straight line when you pull it out this way. So if you see any long pieces when you pull it out, you can just trim those off. And you can do it all the way up. Right there's a long piece, but I think it's coming over from this other side. So we're gonna ignore that for now. There we go. Okay, so now that you got that section done, you're going to move over to the other side. And same thing, you're going to take about 1/2 inch of new hair and a section with part of the guide in there. and then pull it straight out from the roll of the head. And if you can't see your guide, then just take less of the uncut hair and more of the guide in your hand. There it is. And if you're wondering, you can check. There. And also on this side, you can cross-check as well. And I would always suggest to cross-check this haircut because it's really easy to over-direct a little bit on accident. And if you over-direct a little bit, you'll have a little bit of length that you'll need to trim off. So cross-checking is really important. All right, so there's the back. You can see how curly her hair really is. There's lots of curls in there. Now we're going to move on and pull down these side sections. So I like to actually take a section from the top and a little bit from both sides right here now that we got the back done. And then I just kind of take the hair in that 1 to 1.5 inch section off the top there. I mean, probably 1 inch actually, because you don't want to over direct. So just a 1 inch section across the top. Now we pull that up. And once again, you have to keep moving your hands. So we're going to do, there's our guide. 6 inches, and it's already cut, so we're going to go right up to where it ends on the top of the head and just continue that straight line. And the top of the head's pretty easy because it doesn't really curve until you get towards the front. So we're just cutting, oh, can't get my fingers in there. Let me recomb that. Got your guide, you're just kind of cutting across. Don't cut past your first knuckle, of course. It's not very safe. All right, so there's the top. Now you can go back and part it back down the middle, and you have a little bit to go off of for a guide on the top on both sides. So now that I have that there to help me guide, I'm going to go ahead and start sectioning a little bit from this back section to the side of the hair and pull this out. Just kidding. I'm actually going to take a little bit from the bottom now. And I'm going to make a guide on the bottom. So once again, you can put the comb right where the hair grows. Pull it down to 6 inches. And then cut the hair at the 6-inch mark. And then now we have a guide at the bottom and at the top. So when we go through this section, we'll be able to meet those two guides up. So I'm going to start at the front here and just go from the bottom. I can see my guide right there. Just follow the roll of the head all the way up. Checking to make sure I'm still at 6 inches. And they should meet up right there. They do. Once you get the right angle, they should just meet right up. All right. So now we're going to take another section, do the same thing. Right there at 6 inches. So you can see how having the guide at the top and the bottom really help at this point. I find that to be easier. Interesting thing about this haircut, I actually don't think I've done this exact haircut on anyone since beauty school. But I think it's important to be able to know how to do it, and that's why they require it, because it really proves that you understand the roll of the head and all of the different angles you're getting. And if you can do this haircut, you can pretty much use the knowledge that you gained by figuring out the angles and the roll of the head and all of that to create almost anything else. So yeah, it's not like people are going to be running in the salon begging you for the 90-degree haircut that you learned at First State Boards, but you never know. But for me, it hasn't been the case. But I do think it's very important to be able to know how to do this and to be able to cut all of the hair at the same length all over the head. So yeah, that's just some of my thoughts. And you can see how pretty this is with her curl, you guys. It really is a pretty haircut. I like it on my mama. So if you have curly hair and you're kind of wanting to change it up, maybe try this. And then, yeah, cross-checking on all of the sides. See, it's a little bit longer right there. Yeah, look happier. Everyone's going to think I'm giving you a bad haircut. I'm just kidding. That actually happened to James. Okay, so the same thing on this side. I'm going to just take a little bit of hair right above the ear just to start my guide. So, because I already have the guide on top. And just clip it up really quick and measure with my comb. 6 inches. And you can see the guide from the other section in the back a little bit too. You can use that. It's always nice to get that little visual though and make sure, just to give you some peace of mind. Okay, we're ready to go on this side. So on this side, you're going to be standing more, like you're going to kind of start standing right here and then you're going to slowly rotate to where you're standing in front of them, just so that you don't have to twist your body in really weird ways. And you're going to start at the back because that's how it goes. So to make things crazier, they time you at State Boards. I think you have 30 minutes, or you used to. I don't know. I don't even know what they do anymore. Tell me below, you guys, what are the requirements for your state? Tell me what state you're in and what the requirements are, like how fast you had to do it. I want to know if you had to use the razor on the bottom. I don't even remember if I had to use the razor on the bottom. It's possible that I did too, and I just don't remember. It's been so long. But I'd love to hear what other states do. Even countries, like let me know what country you're from and what you had to do to get certified. It's very, very interesting to me because it's also different. This is what I love about these shark fin shears. Can you guys see that I can cut like this and have my wrist and my shoulder down? So nice. Like, I keep forgetting that my shoulder doesn't hurt anymore. Like I used to have like this knot in the back of my shoulder. These shears are awesome. Definitely worth the extra little time it takes to find your thumb hole. That's the only thing. It does take a little bit more time for me. I think I'm getting faster at it though. But if you see me fumbling, it's probably that. Almost done. The last little bit here. Pretty simple. Alrighty, and I think that is that. Oh my goodness, I bet you feel like a new woman. Yeah. So much hair we just cut off of you. Look at the floor. Oh my gosh. Oh, your hair's pretty. And I don't think we need to cut your bangs anymore. That's that one thing I remember you telling me that you liked about this haircut, is that your bangs were really easy to do. I am going to cross-check them a little bit, just because it seemed like they were longer over here. I'm just going to point cut into them. Yeah, and anything that's hanging over doesn't really need to be there. All right, you guys, that is, you like it?
I love it.
It really is pretty on you. Like I always have, I don't know why we don't just
like
do
that
this.
picture I have with George when
Yeah.
we went to
Florida?
New Mexico.
Oh,
Florida.
New Mexico and Florida, yeah. I like that picture.
I like it.
All right, so I'm just gonna throw some product in her hair and we'll do an after picture because she doesn't blow dry her hair ever. Like I don't think I've ever seen my mom blow dry her hair. I've done it a couple times. She just looked weird. I was like, it was pretty, but like I was just like, you don't look like my mom, because she doesn't blow dry her hair. She's just a scrunch and go girl. Okay, so the only thing I did for her style was a little bit of Moroccan oil and then the Curvaceous, Redken Curvaceous ringlet. I'll put a picture of the product here. And it's a really soft curl. It doesn't get all crunchy because she doesn't like that. My mom just wants it to feel natural, but it just helps it to stay curly and ringlet out a little bit more and get rid of the frizz. So it's a good product for her. And this is our end result. I hope you guys like it. Let me know. Give my mama a thumbs up. It was just Mother's Day. I don't know when this video is going to go live, but Mother's Day was just like a couple days ago. So I'm glad I got to take care of my mama. So here is the final product. Curls all the way around of my beautiful mama. And I hope you guys like it. Let me know below. I still want to hear your beauty school rules or your requirements. I'd love to know that. And don't forget, you guys, we are going to be at Vlogger Fair and you can get discount tickets, links below, and come and see us in Seattle in August. It's going to be a blast and we cannot wait. I've already had a couple people tell me they're coming and I'm so excited to meet you and talk hair, whatever you want to do. All right, so I guess the only thing I have left to ask you guys is to make sure you are following me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and download the Periscope app so that we can connect during the week when I'm not filming and just kind of whatever I'm doing with hair. And if you want, you can go and check out my vlogging channel because we love vlogging. We do it every single day. There's lots of fun on that channel too. We'll put a link below to that too. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you next time. Bye-bye. Now with this, I'm gonna just lift it up. And I found it easier to lay my hand against the neck this way to get it nice and tight because it can follow the shape of their head. If you kind of go like this, your elbow and your